Here we go. Cicero. The third part. Here's de rebus. We're in ablative. Tantus tamqui. So much and so atrocibus. This is also ablative. So what it's saying here, with these things, so great and so atrocious, pretty simple, and nequi, and neither satis me commode dicere, neither can satisfactorily me, commodes aptly or suitably, dicere to speak. So neither can I satisfactorily speak so suitably about these such atrocious things, or neither satis for the second time, satisfactorily, graviter conqueri, which means to complain. Graviter is the adverb for seriously, and nequi again, satis for the third time. And neither am I satisfactorily libere, at will or at free, go to the verb here, and neither am I understand, posse, to be able, vociferari, to be vociferant. So neither am I able to speak libere freely. So all up together, with these things being so great and so atrocious, I'm not able to aptly speak about this, or neither complain satisfactorily seriously enough, or do I understand that I'm free enough to speak. This is because of the times they're living in. Nam. 4. Commoditati, dative, ingenium. So ingenium is natural born talet, gravitati aetas is his age, libertati tempore sunt impedimento. So his ingenium, his inborn nature, his aetas, his age, and the tempora, the times, sunt are an impediment or a hindrance to his commodati, to his ability basically, and to the gravitati, the age to the seriousness, and these times are an impediment to libertati, which is freedom. Hac means here, accidit means added, so the summus timore, this height of fear, accidit adds to hac to this. Quem, which mihi, dative to me, my nature, and meus pudor, which is my shame or my modesty. So my nature and my modesty are attribuit, which are attributed to him. So again, he's talking about his own characteristics. En vestras dignitas, and your own worthiness, your own dignity, your own dignitas. And vis adversiorum, so that's the genitive. And so this means the power or force or even violence of his adversaries. Et, another also, so we've got et and et. In the pericula of Sextus Roscius, who he's defending, which is the danger to him. So, the height of fears out of this, he's talking about his own nature and his own modesty and the dignity of the judges who are listening, and the open violence of their adversaries. Qua propter, it's another word like idio, it just means for this reason, vos, you, oro atqui obsecro, I beg and I beseech, judices. These are again the judges, the gentlemen, the jury, ut, here's a purpose, so that attente, so attentively, and bona, cum venia verba mea audiatis. So he's asking here for them to listen, verba mea are my words, with a venia, which is with a pardon basically, or with his apologies, and you attentively pay good attention to his words. Chapter 10. Fide sapientia qui vestra fretus plus onerus ostuli quem fere me posse intelligo. So with the trustworthiness in vestra, your wisdom, sapientia, fretus, past passive. So the nominative is now relying on something. So it's relying on your trustworthiness and wisdom, plus onerous, more of a burden, sustule, that's the perfect for, I'm taking up more burden, quam, than, intelligo, I understand, posse it is able, me, the person, fere, to bear. Hoc onus, this burden, si vos, if you, aliqua ex parte ad livibitus. So if you will add lighten, aliqua, something from this part, some burden from his part, ferem, I shall bear this, ut potero, as I'm able to, Studio and industria. Studio is with zeal, and industry is purpose and energy. So I'll bear this as I can with some enthusiasm and energy. Eutyches. He's our vocative with them again. He's calling on these gentlemen and judges. Sine, but if a vobis from you, id quod non spero, this which I do not hope for, deserere, means if I'm deserted, a vobis from you, which I hope doesn't happen, nevertheless, enemo non deficiam. I shall not be deficient in enemo and spirit or courage, and id quod suspecte, and this which I have suscepi, which I have undertaken, coad, as far as potero perferam. I shall, this what I've taken up, I shall bear and complete as much as potero I'm able. Quad C. But if perferre non potero, but if I'm not able to complete this, perferre, opprime me honore offici malum. I prefer opprime to be crushed, and there's me reflexive talking about, he'd prefer himself to be crushed, honore officio, with his burden of duty, with his task. Quam, then. So, he'd rather to be crushed by this than id this. Quod mihi cum fide semel impositum est. This which has semel once been imposited, mihi, which has been put on me with fide, with trust and loyalty. Or on account of, so we prefer this than ought, or propter perfidiam, than on account of perfidy or treachery, abicare, to leave off, or propter infirmity enemi, or on account of his infirmity enemi of mine, to deponere, which means put down this task. So if he can't finish it and he gets crushed by this, he'd prefer to be crushed rather than this trust that's just been placed on him, and he won't leave it due to treachery on account of weakness of his mind. Te quoque magno opere emphenio quaeso. Quaeso can mean please, or I'm asking. Te you, Marcus Fennius, which is a vocative. The US goes off it. So Marcus Fennius, I'm asking you, quoque also, in this great work, magno opere, with lots of attention, ut, that you, qualem te, the type of person you are, iam ante populo Romano praebuisti. He's asking that you show yourself now before the populo Romano, the Roman people. Cum huic idem quaesitionem iudex praeses. When praeses, you, the judge, this is the nominative again, praeses means you're presiding, you're in charge of this quaestione, which is an inquisition. When on this same inquisition, talem te, you would, so he's previously done this in such a thing, that he's previously, show yourself nobis to us, et republice, and to the republic, impertinent, so which you have been entrusted, hoc tempore, in this time. Quanta multitudino hominum, which is genitive, convenerit ad hoc judicium vides. Vides means you see. So quanta, how much a multitude of the genitive men of men, convenerit, have came together, have convened, ad hoc judicium, to this trial, to this courtroom, you see. And we'll have a daily dictionary word for impertio, bestow, impart, entrust, share, communicate, or share or partake in something. Quae, which means which things, sit is subjunctive, which things should be, omnium mortalum expecto, these things which expectato, which should be expected of all mortals, which just means of all people, which cupidatis, which things are desired, so which things are expected, which things are desired, ut, so that acria, so that's like a sharp, ac severa, and severe, judicia fiant, should become, fiant means subjunctive again, we have this ut, so that a sharp and severe judicia, which is a judgment, should be done. Intelligus, you understand this. So you understand, quae sit, which things they are waiting for, expecto, and which things they are desiring. And what kind of judgment is desired. Longo intervallo. So we're in the ablative. So with the longest interval, judicium, of these courtroom activities, inter sicarios, amongst murderers, committur hoc primum. So which means this is the first trial about assassins, which they have committed to after a long interval. Cum interior cades, when interior, meanwhile, it's the adverb. Cage, which is slaughter, indignissime maxime qui facte sunt. So, meanwhile, there have been many slaughters, very indignant, that's superlative, and very great. But this is the first where they've committed to a trial about murder. Omnes hanc quaesitione. So everyone, and then we go into this accusative, in this inquisition, te praetore, with you as the praetor, manifestus maleficus, which is the manifest, which means open. Maleficus means evil bearing, basically, or evil deeds. Quotidianoque, which means daily. Sanguine dignissimum sperant futurum. So omnes, everyone, sperant is hoping. Futurum, we know we're in the future. Then in this inquisition with you as the praetor, the manifest evil fruits and evil deeds, which are quotidiano, which are daily done, with the blood spilled. Sanguine is the blood, so it's manifest. So there's open crimes daily and open blood. They hope dignissimus, this will be done most worthily, basically. You can see that's accusative female. Okay. Quaesitionem was female, accusative with so it's this inquisition will be most worthy. Qua means which, vociferations, and I've got the vandalism setting on, so that's so I can underline things. In ceteris judiciis, accusators, uti conserverunt. That means so. Which vociferations, which is loudly protesting, basically, in other trials or other courtrooms, in ceteris judiciis, accusators. These are people. People are accustomed to use these things which are vociferously done in other courtrooms. Ea, so these, nos, we, utimor, which takes the ablative, we shall use ea, these things, nos is us, hoc tempore, in this time, the things which dicamus we shall plead in this case, causam. Okay, petimus, abste, we're seeking from you, amphenius, again this is a vocative, looks like this pencil thing stopped working, and a vobisque, so we're asking this from you, Marcus Fennis, and from you, Ulysses. Again, the judges here are in the ablative because of the preposition. That, ut, quem acerime, as sharply, basically, it means. Vindicatus, that's you should punish as quickly as you can, maleficence, the evil. Ut, so that quam fortissime, so wants to be punished with a very severity and as bravely resistatis, to resist as bravely as you can these most audacious, or the audacity or the boldness, these bold men. Ut hoc cogitis, we've got the verb still going on about third person plural, second person plural. So you understand this, that unless in hac causa, in this case, qui vesta animus sit, on which your courage basically ostendis, you should show your courage. Eo, pro rompere hominum cupidatum. So we might just go back to this, which means to the breaking of man. But so the cupidatum, the desire is, in the scelus, the crimes, and audaciam, in the crime, ut non modo, so that not only clam in secret, verum etiam, but even hic in foro, but even in this forum, which is the law courts are called forums, ante tribunum tuum, and before your tribunal, Marcus Fennius again, and ante peds, before the feet vestros of the gentleman, Ulysses, and inter ipsa subcellia, which means amongst the benches themselves, cades, which is the slaughter again. Futurus sin is the subjective version of the future. So if you want to put that back together from up here, so we're seeking from you Marcus Fennius and from you the gentleman, the most severely as you can vindicate or prosecute this malefica, this crime. As bravely as you can, you should resist these bold men, and as you think this, so that unless you do this in this cause, and you should ostendatis, you should show your courage. We see again the desire and the crime and the boldness. They will break Cade's slaughters will be done, and not only secretly, but even in the forum before the tribunals and before the feet of the judges and amongst the benches themselves.